capital, where the bachelor returned in disgrace after the steep town perished. Wait. So this is after Pathologic 2. Hello, military gal. How are you doing? Hold Q. All these guys are still here. Oh. Whose reflection are you? Are they human though? What? Yeah, because now it's saying it's like up in the red. OBS has been weird with audio for, at least with me, for like a couple months now. What am I supposed? Oh.
They'll go to any length, Chief, but our lengths are longer.
Why am I not at the interrogation? I don't know. I don't even know where I'm at.
Dull, yes. Cheap, always. Same as always.
What?
I still love them, though.
I don't know what's going on. I don't remember what Thanatica is. Oh no, it's been so long. It did kill off everybody in a week. Leave our director alone, he has important work to do. I have no idea. Was the disease in the capital? Did it actually spread out of the town? Yeah, what are you guys staring at? What's that red light? What? Day 8, in which the bachelor settles farewell to hope and tries to flee the doomed deep town. So in day 7, everybody died. And the bachelor was supposed to leave the town. You can go no further. Who are you? State your... Oh yeah, the people in the plague mask worked for the character that I'm playing as. Dr... I think his name was Dr. Daniels or something like that. Denkovsky. I didn't recognize you at first glance. You've changed quite a bit after a week in our town. I'm Sav Kreminst, number 72, the last of the volunteer orderly's corps. Since you're here, consider this my resignation. And why are you stopping me if you're resigning? You promised to save our town, but all you leave behind are ashes and graves. What lies ahead of you is not the steep, but a fog of uncertainty. So where will you go now, oh man who lost to death? I'll return to the capital. They're shutting down Thanatica. Okay, so that's his laboratory. And the academy must hear of this dreadful disease. People whisper rumors that the only doctor in town plans to abandon them to flee. There are technically 2 doctors. The most fortunate, the survivors, already planned their own escapes. Could they be saved? Yeah, we'll take the survivors with us, I guess. Each decision leads to regret the next day. Each step the abyss. How can one sleep after that? Whatever this is. Nightmares multiply in darkness. It's their nutrient medium. Just like blood for a plague. I'm not afraid of nightmares. Reality is much more horrific. The light of salvation burns and then fades. Like hope, like someone's life on a hospital bed. Do you think you'll manage to escape? She already follows you trying to reach you. She won't just let you leave. Death, question mark? You're a fool, Bachelor Denkovsky. Conscience. Of course it's conscience. You cannot run from your conscience, not even on a train. No, you'd be lucky to even board that train alive. In what form your conscience assumes, that is on you and your broken imagination. My conscience is clear. I did all I could for the town. One person alone cannot fight an outbreak of an unknown disease. Come back to where you come from, Doctor. Try to become your old self again. Just don't forget the matches. Thank you, 72, if it's really you, for your volunteer service. You did all you could. Oh, where'd he go? Well, I didn't stay lit for long. How many of these am I supposed to light all? Oh yeah, the vaccine was made from the bulls. I don't have time to stop and look at things worthy of my attention. Can I not sprint? Let me run. That's a bone in there. I don't like that. Let me on the train. Did I die again? It told me to get out of the train. No, okay, never mind. The day before, in which the bachelor leaves the capital to venture to the edge of the world. Okay, so this is like day -1 now? We're dying every minute of life, blah, 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 blah. I'm a doctor, blah, blah. They've... Who's at the door? Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Hello.
Need to do the reverse transcriptase test again. Pretty sure we missed the heat mark in the 4th series.
Do you hear those peculiar footsteps on the stairs? Ominous footsteps. I think they're coming for us. If they catch you here, there's no telling what might happen. You could even be arrested.
Point on this there, huh? We're running terribly low on mice. And the mice themselves are a little feeble, lacking in enthusiasm.
Why do they have voice acting? Like, why are they not just saying what the text says? I think they did the same thing in Pathologic too, and I never understood it. Shall I continue? The ruling goes on. Your Thanatica, the nation's only laboratory specializing in novel life extension techniques, comes across as a pseudo-scientific wild goose chase, the so-called effective immortality project. Enough. I'm sick of it already. Wild goose chase. That gaggle of ossified dotards. Oh, but there's more. Has, according to a number of scientists, including Voronin, Zegler, and Villanovic, achieved significant breakthroughs. We can skip this part. There, in view of the Academic Council deeming it to lack any prospects whatsoever, the only rational course of action would be to suspend the research, transfer the laboratory to the purview of the Chemistry Institute, and dismiss its staff. I can recite it from memory by now. Perhaps you could retell it in verse, Playton. It would calm you down and put things in broader perspective. I'd sooner lose a wife, an arm, and an eye than Thanatica, and why does it have to be now? We just got a cellular level reaction. You don't have a wife. Given the way you live, you never will. Fine, no wife, so make it both eyes or both arms. After all, I've got you and Playton. I'll do fine just with my head. Actually, there is still hope, Bachelor. If we present them that immortal man from the Central Steep. What was his name? Sheen? Ivan? Kane. Simon Kane. No time, colleagues, no time. They're already climbing the stairs. Denkovsky, you need to run. There will be no commission while you're gone. We can stall the proceedings. Go and fetch us an immortal right away. Wait, is this why he went to the Steep? He didn't go there to help them at all. We'll tell them you're away on a trip. For once, the red tape will play into our hands. We'll stall. Reports, audits, you name it, and appeal if all else fails. But if they find you, they'll convene and force us to testify and won't be able to wriggle out of it. I agree. If you leave before you're handed the ruling, it's their fault for missing you. But if you wait until afterwards, that's obstruction. They won't miss a chance to hold it against you. They'll use whatever pretext they can. What about you two? Bah, what would they want with us? You're the big name scientist, so act like it. You're the one they need, and that Sheen person is just who you need. Kane. Oh, for God's sake, Playton, shall we toss him out this window? That's it, they're here. Hear those voices? They must be deciding whose head is hard enough to batter down the door with. They've been battering the door. Get out. The eastbound train departs at 4:15. You can make it right on time. Thank you. I won't let us down. Oh wait, one last thing. Have a look at this while you're on your way. You've been promising to for 3 months already, but you never found the time. It's a tool for studying tuberculosis, the air humidity thing, remember? Kaufman, Gorski, Anna Stein? Right. Those postgraduates with their heads in the clouds. It's long past time we got rid of them. It isn't. They've spent 6 months putting this together. It really does respond to humidity, temperature, and air composition. We've tested it on dust. We have more pressing issues right now. Case in point, when is report S104 coming in? You know, the cytological? Is he trying to be funny or what? Get out, Chief. Use the back door and don't come back without your immortal. I'll be back in a week. Okay, so I think it's supposed to go through here. Who's Tellman? Somebody told on me. Told what? What was there to tell? I'm so confused.
No, not enough. Never enough.
What's not enough? Wait, just one more thing. One more, what might that be? Take care of yourself, Chief. You're so reckless, head always in the clouds. You don't really know how to fend for yourself, do you? Do you even care about yourself? Oh, what's the worst that could happen? Cough, cough. We're all doomed without you. It'll be alright. Enough of this. Are you armed? I'm not fond of weapons. Daniel, are you armed? Seraphima, do you really believe the steppe is such a wild country? Please, just take it with you. It will come in handy. Sure. Well, at least point it then. You can be very persuasive sometimes. Best of luck to you and Playton. Dude, can I... Okay, I was wondering if I was just going to be running around with a gun randomly. Yet again, Bachelor Dankovsky is banging his head against a closed door. Can't go through here. Okay. Hello? What is this? Hello? I don't know who that is. Dinosaur. That looks like a giant dodo bird. More skulls. A lot of people really don't like him.
Freeze!
They look like they should have guns. Why are those here? Nope. Nope. Nobody likes him. Everybody's rude here. Oh, I remember this room.
I'm Daniil Dankovsky, Bachelor of Medicine. My research into the limits of human life has brought me renown. I've devoted all my energy and remarkable intellect to combating the greatest fear that binds humanity, the inevitability of imminent death. Seeking proof of my theories, I traveled to a small, steep town to examine a person of phenomenal longevity, Simon Kane. But I walked into a trap. The moment I arrived there, an unknown disease struck the town. It devoured the town like a wildfire. Its contagion and lethality surpassed anything humanity had ever faced. And I became the only doctor standing in the way of this unprecedented pestilence.
Help. I'm stuck.
Folders, sticks, whips, and wicks. But no coins. Give them a miss.
Testimony. So this is an interrogation, a preliminary investigation. Let's try to remain level-headed. The ministerial inspection of your lab, Thanatica, began in early September. Your presence was required at all times. Instead, you dashed off across the country to a backwater town to bring back what you might be described as a person with unique longevity, or at least the result of his medical evaluation. Yes, this town had an outbreak of some fever the scientific community had no knowledge of. As luck would have it, you were the only medical professional at the site of the event. I was not. There was another doctor. You were forced to remain there since leaving was impossible. You led the effort to combat the epidemic and evidently took on some field research as well. Accurate so far? Accurate so far. You did not succeed, a complete failure. It goes without saying that one would be foolish to fault a medical specialist in a situation like yours. The remoteness, the lack of communication, the hostile environment, terrible conditions for scientific work. What doctor could have possibly succeeded in those? No one blames you. Precisely. No equipment, incompetent aides, zero authority. Given I'm not an epidemiologist, I did the best I could. Oh, yeah, there's Daniel. Precisely. No equipment. Wait. Oh, so now I'm talking as the inspector? I said I don't blame you, didn't I, Bachelor, for any of it? Did you hear me? Besides that ordinance from last year, what? What, did something surprise you? I suppose we can't rule out a setup. Too many coincidences. That letter about Simon lures me to the town. No one knows me. No one shows me Simon. The whole place locks down, trapping me. And while I'm left to die, Thanatica is destroyed just before a scientific breakthrough. My final hours are spent studying the sand pest. Crafty, I must admit. I see a worn-out man, unsure whether he's still among the living. A man disassembled. I'm trying to help you put yourself back together. What do you want to know? What I could have done? All right, my first idea was quarantine. I needed time to study the disease, so I isolated patients in their homes. No, I isolated entire districts. I tried to get at least a day ahead of it. It was spreading too swiftly, and of course I ensured that no one could leave the town. Were you always aware of the consequences of your decisions? Ah, you referred to the popular discontent. I didn't need love from them, only discipline. A difficult surgery can't be performed on a resisting patient. That's why patients get tied up, held down, or anesthetized. Every step I took was justified, or the town wouldn't have lasted those 7 days. You spent 12 days in the Gorkin area. I have my file on the desk here. You familiarized yourself with it, correct? Map of thoughts, conclusions, and doubts. Important events happen every day. Select a day to recall what transpired.
It's not the content of an answer that matters, but reaction time. Please respond quickly.
How about no? This is the first time I've seen it. Alright, let's look at the 5th day. Remember when you seemingly admitted the vaccine was possible? You had volunteers brought to you and inoculated them with sandpest. Are you still with me, Dankovsky? Look me in the eye. Are you here? No, incorrect from the start. Do you intend to provoke me with this preposterous document? What is your goal, Inspector? Calm your nerves. The very reason you're sitting here is so that we may find the truth. I won't be intimidated. I'm a doctor, a scientist. Do you hear me? I've come back from a hell the phantasms of a nightmare could never portray. And I worked there as a doctor. Do you understand? A doctor, not an exterminator or inquisitor, not a police inspector or army commander. I am a medical professional. I'm not trying to intimidate you. Perish the thought. I'm sorry, I'm exhausted as well. You must have misunderstood me. Enough with that tone. Don't you grow tired of it yourself? Put this on record. That backwater didn't have a hospital. Understand? It did not have a hospital. It didn't have a hospital, but it did have a clinic, which was Kane's house. But it did have a theater, so I repurposed it somewhat into a hospital. I studied patients there. Creating a vaccine was the priority. That's what I did. I vaccinated people. And in the end, the town died out. Creating a vaccine isn't as simple as brewing a cup of tea. The disease mutated fast. The scientific community had never seen anything like it. I had to create a vaccine every day. Do you understand? A new one each time. All the while, I had no equipment, no lab. I had to improvise new methods in a matter of minutes. Records from the 5th day state that out of 780 patients vaccinated, 412 died. Day 5, in which the Bachelor winds up the people and has to rewind. Let's see, what are my current goals? Day 5. Oh wait, no, today. Day 5, today. 5th day in the town, 3rd one at the hospital. The plague runs rampant. I still hope to find a vaccine, but for now, only the quarantine protects people. It did not protect anybody. It didn't protect shit. Daniel was honestly an idiot. You're here. Upon the stage once more, the man who made a hospital out of the theater will have eyes on him aplenty. Do you know what the orderlies behind your back are whispering? No, what are they saying? They say you have a seesaw in your head. They picture you, a man atop a board, atop a barrel, gun in hand, aiming as you roll and teeter to and fro. Quit distracting me with idle chatter. Extremes. Extremes can kill you dead. One moment, mired in apathy, the next in mania, trying to do everything at once. You're caught between your pounding heart and your 2 hesitating feet. A man of impulse, yet sometimes paralyzed, that there is your seesaw. Hard not to veer into extremes when the whole town is being consumed by a novel disease. As we stand here in this old theater, let me then play a doctor and prescribe balance, the golden mean, though you may yet be swept to Scylla or to... I can't pronounce that. And even now, what do you feel? As soon as you approach, the sick indifference and gloom begin to burden you. So much talking with no practical use. Give me your impression of a prescription if you fancy yourself a doctor. The strongest treatment is right here, the same we use to numb the hopeless sick. These drugs may work for you as well, but mind that as you take them, you become accustomed to them and you'll need more and more each time. I am perfectly aware of that. But there are other ways as well, a drink and a smoke perhaps, things you may not expect can stabilize you. To warm yourself by the fire or wash yourself in cool water, even kicking a trash bin in frustration. You will know what helps you best. You are a scientist, so experiment. So apparently my character has to take meds or alcohol. Quite an experiment measuring the psychological effects of kicking cans. I will be sure to report my findings to the Capitol. And yet it wouldn't hurt to take some pills with you. Who knows what madness lies ahead? Take something from the hospital supplies besides the other fronts you struggle on. There is the struggle with yourself. What could be harder? You actors do love to exaggerate. What are the little asterisks at the end for? Ow? Hello? Somebody just tased me? Okay. Oh, hello. Okay. Oh, I was supposed to talk to them. Sava Kerman. Oh, wait. This is the one that I ran to early in the beginning. Number 72. I'm an orderly on quarantine duty. What are your instructions? What were you doing yesterday? We cleared out this place like you ordered. Remember the size of the crowd that showed up yesterday? You said a hospital's for doctors, not the sick. No, this won't do. Allow me to correct you. I said we needed space to work. I said the sick ward was going to be at the station now, and this place would be a research facility. That was what I said. Basically, those who have the sandpest are beyond help. They're supposed to go to the general sick ward at the station to die. You had us give them morphine, laudanum, lead, and whatever else eases their pain, and the patients you wanted us to bring here were the rare ones who hadn't died within 5 hours and could even still walk. Right, listen up. From now on, kindly record everything I say verbatim, to the letter. Is that clear? I'll be checking. What an asshole. Murat Takikin, number 28. Started my shift at 10. What's our plan for today, doctor? Out of the 780 vaccinated patients from the past 3 days, how many have died? Give me a second. 401. I thought it was 412. We've been catching those longs as you instructed. You know, the rare cases where they get infected but resist the sand pest for a long time. We've got 3 again for today, over there on the platform, the stage. What the hell? I told you yesterday that they have to be kept separate. No contact between them. How was that unclear? Oh, of course it was clear. Why wouldn't it be? But what do we do with them now, though? Shall I take them away? This is better than nothing, if only barely. A tuft of wool off a useless sheep. Doctor, last night we had a chat amongst ourselves, and there's something we don't get. What's like the point of figuring out what those longs are sick with, besides the sand pest? They're gonna die either way. How does it help us if we figure out that they also have anemia, or I don't know, measles, on top of the earthen plague, I mean? It might seem like the more diseases a person has, the sooner their strength is drained, but that isn't the case. On the contrary, one disease can sometimes suppress the other one. And you, Sir Slumps a lot. I'm here to raise a collective complaint, Doctor. These cloaks, they're very uncomfortable, sir. They make it hard to use your hands and you can't see a damn thing through the mask. On top of that, we have to burn them every night because each time we've been to an infected area. On the upside, they make you very visible. They also grant you a gravitas that commands respect and raises your prestige as volunteer orderlies. Okay, let's see. I don't think there's anything else down here. Nope. Okay. Rude. Oop.
Misophonia, Denkovsky.
I'm scared.
Why so jittery, Denkovsky? You're too high-strung.
Don't mind me. Just
It was
going crazy.
quiet in Thanatica.
Don't mind me.
As if things are...
Guess not. Could it be yesterday's technique has proved to be the right one? As your assistant, it's my duty to inform you that among the recipients of yesterday's vaccine, there appears to be 0 mortality. That is to say, no notification so far. It's a real shame we can't put them under proper observation in an isolation ward. It would have simplified things a lot. While you were away, I tried my hand at diagnosing, using your procedure. I do hope you didn't mistake measles for pneumonic plague, colleague. So I noted down symptoms using your approach. I crossed off illnesses based on the principle of impossible combinations, but I didn't really get anywhere. You know, sometimes I try to think like you do. I give it my best try at that. I do this just so I can understand you just a little, and I fail every time. The way your head works is a complete mystery to me. Do you have the anamnesis? I don't know what that is, but okay. What does that word mean? I'll say it again. Getting the patient's medical history or anamnesis is your first priority. I can't even say it. There are strictly 3 steps. Step 1, interviewing the patient. It always comes first. No matter how tongue-tied or confused they are, no matter how much they get wrong, the information is priceless. Even if they're straight up lying, it's still important. Just like if you were an investigator or a detective. But that's what they do. They lie all the time. All those people we interviewed yesterday and 2 days ago, not a word of truth from any of them. Step 2, the exam. This part requires your utmost attention, and when we take note of anything suspicious, we do it in the context of what the patient has told us. Any trifling bodily detail, a scratch, a bruise, a birthmark, might turn out to be important. That's the thing with these local lowlifes. They don't have an undamaged spot on them as it is. And step 3, if required, a careful inspection of the surroundings the patient lived in, especially when you feel they're being coy, evasive, hiding something, in a word, lying. Reticence is never without a reason. That's when it becomes a good idea to go and inspect their home, talk to their neighbors and family. It always adds to the picture. Do you understand? But that takes loads of time and effort, and you keep saying we don't have a minute to waste. I'll show you. Observe and memorize. I won't be around forever. I'm healthy, just so you know. I don't have anything. Why did they bring you here then? I had a fever, that's why. 2 days of it for no reason, but I'm better now, and I had no scratches on my skin, no yelling, no sandpaper scratchies, no drought with the mouth. What circumstances preceded this fever? Our house was cleared out after the infection came. People were sent wherever there was space. Comfort is a luxury right now. Some were lucky and ended up in an empty living room. Some got an attic or a cellar. Us, we were put in a boiler room. When it reaches our street, they rounded up the whole caboodle of us to the isolation ward. A boiler room, you say? Was it turned on? Of course, the air was so stuffy in there, I tell you. But there was a silver lining. No sickness can survive that hellfire. Convincing, but I'll still need to examine you. The patient must be examined and their symptoms added to the casebook. Okay. First select symptoms and chose the appropriate diagnosis. Okay. She does have ouchies. She lied to me. Turn around, woman. Is that a scratch? I can't tell. Oh. Oh, come here, Mr. Little. Let's fill in this patient's records together so that at least a modicum of knowledge settles in place in your head. So Mr. Little, we have a patient here. She's claiming to be in good health despite having had a fever a few days ago. Do we take her word for it? Well, if she's had a fever, there must be a reason for it, and we have to find it. Remember this, a patient's self-evaluation may be incorrect. That's why you must ask specific questions about the symptoms, about what's come up during the exam, and about the patient's circumstances in daily life. I'll demonstrate. Observe and learn, Mr. Little. I won't be around forever. The patient is running a temperature, in other words, a fever. Open my casebook, look up fever, and tell me how many conditions is it listed as a symptom of. Definitely more than 8. I'm losing count. 8 diagnoses fit the bill. It's a frequent symptom, which means you have to find others and narrow down the search, then do it again and again until you're left with just one verdict. This, Mr. Little, is what's known as a differential diagnosis. The name is self-explanatory. We differentiate between similar things to find the only correct solution to our problem. Let's get down to it then. You look pale, ma'am. Has your skin been like this since birth, or is the pallor recent? It's not like I get to look in the mirror a lot, living in a boiler room and all, but I don't think I've ever been pale. Rich do-nothings are pale. Me, I'm a commoner. So pallor isn't typical for you. We're marking that as a symptom. Mr. Little, add pallor to the fever in the record. What do we get? A mere 2 conditions, down from 8. It's like magic. A single symptom, pallor, eliminated 6 out of our 8 candidates. We're left with the choice of just 2. Where did this hematoma come from, my good lady? I mean the bruise over here, next to your wrist. Did you bump into something? Or is there someone who batters you? Don't worry, there's nothing to be embarrassed of when seeing a doctor. I'm not embarrassed. A bruise? Well, that's news to me. I've never seen it before, and I can't remember anything like what you're talking about. I certainly wasn't beat up. I must have bumped into something myself and forgotten about it with all the fuss. The boiler room is dark and cramped. That's probably where the bruise came from. But if the patient got it from bumping into something, it's not the kind of bruise we're looking for. Are you with us, Mr. Little? Pay attention. She doesn't remember how she got the bruise. She can only guess. The manual provides a more detailed description of the illness for a situation like this. What causes it? Who's susceptible? Etc. It can give us useful clues. Got it. When in doubt, read about the condition in detail. Practicing medicine takes more than checking symptoms against a list with the schoolboy's diligence. Blah, blah, blah. I can't read today. You have to bring your reasoning into it. Here's one way to do it. Tell me, my good lady, do you garden? Do you grow anything? Anything at all, from roses to cucumbers. Cucumbers? Roses? I'm not following you at all now, doctor. No, I've never liked digging and shoveling earth and all that. There, earth. Does the boiler room you've been relocated to have an earthen floor by any chance? That's right, it does have an earthen floor. The boiler room isn't really suited for living in, but in these times I'd be ungrateful to complain. How did you guess, doctor, about the earthen floor? So why do we need that little detail? Why does the floor matter of all things? It's simple. All kinds of things can be found in your local soils, including microorganisms capable of disrupting circulation, hence the pallor. The bruises were not caused by trauma. A hematoma appears when blood vessel walls are damaged, either by an external force or, as in this case, an illness, and the infection can be contracted from contact with earth. We found our diagnosis. We're lucky to have a simple and clear case on our hands. I can foresee it's going to get worse from here. Bravo to you anyway. You are a true master of medicine, so the patient has the sand pest alongside. What's the other diagnosis? I'm going to fill in the patient's record now, and then you can read my verdict. What about me, doctor? Where am I to go now? What happens next? You will remain here under observation, and your blood will be used for the vaccine. There's hope that everyone can benefit from this. Okay, so now I need to fill out her stuff. So she had hematomas, paleness, and fever. She has anemic vasculopathy. Okay. Cool.
I forgot that there's so much of the world.
My dude's going crazy. Oh. I have to take my pills. Nope, that's tobacco. Not really what I wanted to do. Okay.
The clock's hand comes to a standstill.
Did that help? Are you gonna burn me? Where did you get that idea? It's not exactly a secret. The whole thing is like putting out a wildfire. If someone's house is under suspicion, it's torched. If someone sneezes, the entire town's district is sealed off, sick and healthy folks alike. And when there's doubt about a healthy person, it's the isolation ward. Then those who do have the sand pest are marched off and burned. What were your ailments before the epidemic broke out? I didn't have any. Constitution of an ox. Really? None? A cold maybe? Weak spells? Fainting? Rashes or mottled vision? Or the occasional itch? Mr. Tiny here told me I could be useful to you. Before I die, that is. Said you can find something inside me that slows the pests down. So go ahead, find it. What do you need? Do you want to draw some blood from me? Alright then, where did they bring you in from? I walked here, from home, caught it from my neighbors, knew as soon as the skin on my chest started peeling what you. So I waited a day, the neighbors' screams stopped in the middle of the night, I went to check on them in the morning and they were all dead. Me though, I was alive and walking, and now I'm here. Why do you need to know that, doctor? Any minute detail can reveal something. Let's continue. Do you have a family? All on my lonesome. My, look at these palms. Skinnery worker? I'm a dyer, been breathing in poisons for 5 years now. One day it's red, the next is blue, then yellow. Could that be why this fever of yours doesn't do anything to me? That's not very likely. Take off your clothes and let's do an examination. Okay, so he has a fast heartbeat, and it looks like he has eczema, apparently. Back. Oh, I guess I should put that down. Eczema. Oh, wait, is that how I did it? How do I... Okay. His skin is yellowed. Something wrong with the liver. Well, that would show like up on the face first, wouldn't it? So now if I... Yellowing of the skin. And rapid pulse. Have you sorted it out, doctor? Will I be useful in your remedies? My vaccine. It's a vaccine I'm working on, and please allow me a couple of clarifying questions so I can be certain of your diagnosis. It's the plague, of course, the sandpest thing, isn't it? That's what I'm talking about. Your second diagnosis will show how your body is fighting the sandpest. Will blow me down, 2 ailments making me healthier than if I had only one. But you know best, doctor. What did you want to question me on? Give me your hand, please. I'll take your pulse. I believe I've noticed your heart behaving erratically. It's too fast. Began running fast like this not long ago, doctor. Can hear it myself, thrashing like it's caught in a snare. So what now? You complained that the skin on your chest was peeling. It was here, right? On the very middle. I knew right away. Skin turns nasty when you're plagued, right? Eczema, that much is obvious. This symptom can indicate one of 2 diseases. Now to tell them apart. And the skin on your foot is yellowing. Liver conditions could cause this. Have you ever noticed anything like that? Yellowing on my foot? That's dye, doctor. I'm a dyer. A tub spilled once. Here's the burn. It's old and it's healed over time. It's smaller and paler than before. Well then, thank you. This clarifies things. We can rule out liver disease. Your pulse and the eczema together give a clear picture. I can pinpoint the diagnosis now. These 2 symptoms make it certain. Okay, let's see. So he doesn't have yellowing in the skin. So he has burning fever. Beep.
Never alone. Things everywhere.
And that's the story of my life in times up to the present moment. But why do you want all these details from me? A half hour's worth of talking and it was all beside the point. I thought you'd be interested to know that the sandpest can't get me, because I certainly find that fact interesting. I'd even say amazing. I'm interested too. Your blood may save about 400 people by tomorrow morning, but only if I can correctly identify your other illness. You sure you're not overstating my importance, Doc? Alright, let me ask you this then. What time of day do you feel worse than usual? All the time. I used to be as hardy as a bull wrangler, but now I have trouble even standing up for long. I get drowsy. My knees give out. It's embarrassing. I feel like I'm failing everyone. Have you been easily fatigued like this for a long time? I don't take a great interest in my own person, doctor. Got enough people to spend my attention on as it is, but I have trouble doing my job because of this. It's a rugged man's job. Right, Olgimsky Court the termitary shut and you've been guarding it for, is it 6 days? Since Tuesday? This is the 3rd time you're asking me. May I ask why you distrust me so? You said the termitary had been shut down in order to shield its residents from infection. Does that mean they knew there would be an epidemic? Who knows? At first they said there'd been a blowout of some kind of sweet soot. It settled on the walls later, looked like mold. Well, the kin was worried. They're like bees in how they respond to things. Soon as they make a noise, the rest are unquiet as well. There was a mighty buzz in the hive, perhaps on account of the poisonous soot. Conditions are tough at the cannery, you know. So the area is talking about that he was guarding. They put the steep people there. They're like a tribe that kind of live out in the wilderness, and they wanted to move into the town to have better lives and better jobs and stuff. I think in truth they like kidnapped them and put them into this like giant building and forced them to live there. It kind of looks like a prison, like a really, really big prison. And they forced them to work in there, and it's really awful. And they ended up completely shutting it down and having it guarded, so all the people that they had put inside of this building to live and work were now like trapped in there. They weren't allowed to leave. But they closed it down due to this plague going around or whatever, but they closed it down before they even knew the plague existed. What's going on at the cannery now? They're shouting, lots of clamor, and a nasty kind of clamor too. It's what you'd expect. They're not having a great time stuck in there like pickles in a jar. No regular meals, not enough to drink to go around either. The place is, after all, a poorhouse. Our fat man treats his people like cattle. Getting through the days of struggle, small wonder they're slamming into walls. So, the area that they live at, it's a cannery. They live inside of the cannery. And they're paid really terribly. They're barely fed or anything, and they kind of live, like, in dirt and mud and stuff. And the person that owns the cannery is the fat man. There's, like, one of 3 extremely rich people, and he's one of them because he owns the cannery business. The Oglimskis call them worms, don't they? The venerable Vlad described your primordial kin to me as being essentially beast. Yeah, the townspeople didn't really like the steep people. They considered them like barbarians. Like they basically weren't human. Some of them look like frog people. Like they don't even have ears. They don't look human. So I don't know what's going up with that. You can't lock up a living creature against its will. It's how you turn people into proper beast. But try so much as hinting at that to our Glimskis, yes men? They're dead drunk on power. It used to be alright working with them, but now I can't stand those guardsmen. Disrobe, down to your undergarments, my good guardsman, I'm going to examine you. And since you're so preoccupied with my work as a security guard, here's my advice to you, Doctor. You're being too heavy-handed. This lockdown of yours is making people seethe. And a cauldron can only seethe for so long before the lid flies off, even if you screw it down. We're in the middle of an epidemic. The quarantine is a necessary measure. Okay. Strange redness, rash, bite, something else. There are red spots on his face, too. Okay. Wait, what was his heartbeat? That's normal. That's actually really healthy. The veins are definitely damaged. The question is, how old is the damage? Ew, that looks nasty. The vein, oh, it goes all the way to the back. Okay. Well, I'm trying to select some Dums. Let's see. He did have skin redness. I think it was skin redness, wasn't it? So he had redness. Yeah, he also had weakness. Vein damage. Let me talk to him. Let me go, will you, Doctor? I don't understand all this commotion about me. What makes me so special? Besides, I've got work to do. Work? I'm sorry, but you're going to have to forget about your work for now. You must remain at the hospital. I used to guard locked up people, and now I've been locked up myself. That's life for you, isn't it? That's the kind of joke life plays. There's nothing to debate here. You can't stop a plague outbreak without putting strict measures in place. Oh, I was just musing to myself. What do you want me to do? Do I need to give blood, or maybe take a pill? The weakness you reported accompanies too many different ailments. You must have a clarity on the rest of your symptoms. I've told you my entire life story, Doctor, and you still want more? Ask away then. How long have you had these red spots? Never had clear skin, me. It's not a clear skin life over there. Although, let me think. Actually, yeah, those spots you're pointing at are brand new. But you hadn't noticed them yourself? Well, I suppose that's asking far too much from a worn-out working commoner. What's that you're muttering about, Doctor? The veins on your legs don't look very healthy. Have you ever noticed that before? My legs? They're that way from all the time. They're that way from all the time I spend standing up. It's my job as a security guard. 16 hours of standing every day, and Ogimsky won't spare a stool for us to sit down. Says it's not the proper way. Bad for Ew, 16 hours of standing. Working as a guard can easily cause a mundane case of varicose veins. On the other hand, at least 3 promising diagnoses on the vaccine front can manifest as vein issues. You're quite lost in thought, Doctor. Am I really that complicated? Can't wrap my head around little old me being at the center of this brouhaha? What? Okay. There is a syndrome that fits the description, but it mostly affects drunks. So I'd like to ask, good sir, do you consume alcohol? Do you do it on a regular basis? In what quantities? A quantity best described as God forbid. In my line of work, you must be alert. So my basis hasn't been regular since last year. Quite the contrary. I've been abstaining. Can't stand a drinker myself. Your moral fiber is of no concern to me. To drink or not to drink is a personal choice. Mine is a purely medical interest. I'm telling you, it's not regular. I don't have the habit, period. No, I can't in good conscience put my stamp on a diagnosis. I don't have enough information, not without home inspection or neighbors' testimonies. I'm going to your house, sir. My house? Why on earth, doctor? I can understand talking to me, feeling me up from head to toe, collecting my blood, but searching my home like I'm some bandit? What did I do wrong? Am I mistaken, or are you seriously frightened? Are you that reluctant to have me visit your house? You did hide something during the interview, just as I thought. Well, not at all what I expected from a man of medicine. Going off to break into my house. Imagine that. Your agitation is extremely suspect. Okay. So, I think, yeah, the varicose veins weren't a thing. So he did have the weakness and the skin redness. Okay.
I could use some quiet.
The stomach isn't a mirror. Fill it with hay, no one will see it.
What? Okay, it looks broken, Erdem. Please keep your bear paws off that precision instrument. Made any major advancements on the vaccines of yours? They say precision instruments help with that kind of thing. Major enough. As a matter of fact, I believe today's work will be decisive. In our situation, every day is decisive, but so far the days, not we, have been making all the decisions. World play is not your strong suit. You should stick to quipping in your mother's tongue. I've done the autopsies for you already. Numbers 1 and 3 had gunk in their lungs. Number 2 had it in her bronchia. Are you saying it's pulmonary now? I'm not saying it's anything. I do the cutting, you do the thinking, right? I have my own storyline where I'm going to do what I deem right, and you'll only have a small part to play. It's not, for your storyline, as you call it, you could spend your spare time working here, though honestly, I'd advise you to save those hours for sleep. Let's see. Okay. Excuse me. So... I don't know which thing is which. There's a red line up there, which I think is my apathy, and then I don't know what the heartbeat one is. But it's going down pretty fast.